Globalization is a widely discussed topic. It is not then easy to explain such complicated term in simple words. To begin with the background of globalization, let's start by defining the term first. Globalization pertains to process by which goods and information moves across the planet, just what the word globe implies. In addition, it is brought about by cross-border trade and exchange in services, technology, flows of investment, people, and as well as information, as mentioned before. Moreover, the advancement of technology helps to speed up the movement and process of exchange across borders. This means that communication and transportation of goods and information are more quickly and done in a less complicated way. To give a clear picture of how globalization works, let's give an example. Globalization has a lot of benefits. Economically speaking, millions of people around the globe were lifted from poverty and many countries developed through this process and flourish. For instance, when the multinational company Starbucks opened its door to different countries, it also opened the opportunity to people to improve the status of their livelihood as well as the economy of the country. Operating in different countries is not just the profitable gain of the Starbucks company, but also the local economy of the country. For instance, the company will need resources to operate. Local resources such as coffee beans, raw materials, and services from local people will be demanded by the company. This will give opportunity of jobs to local people to apply to. Many think that globalization is a relatively new phenomenon, where in fact it has been around for centuries. Evidence of it is exchange of goods, information, and services way back before in the famous Silk Road, a route that connects China to Europe. However, the process of exchange was not as quick and effective as the present. People used the traditional method of trading. They used horses, camels, and donkeys to deliver and transport essential goods and information from one place to another. The delivery and transportation usually takes about a month to arrive, which proves to be more or less effective. The interaction with other people before was only possible with trading and military expeditions. The point is, globalization is not something new to us. It has been around for centuries and generations. It helped many civilizations to flourish and develop. As time passes, globalization is boosted and speed up with the emergence of advanced technology and transportation. Now, let's talk about the impact of globalization on communication. Due to globalization, communicating and connecting to people on the other side of the world is now easier and possible. In addition, due to technological advancement and ways of transportation, dissemination of information is done instantaneously. Globalization is introduced to countries with different culture, beliefs, religion, and language system. With these differences within countries, the effectiveness of globalization differs from one country to another. It also shows that globalization has an impact on communication due to these differences. The following are among the impacts of globalization to communication. Virtual interaction. In the present time, connecting people in different parts of the world is made possible by the advancing technology. Transaction of business, dissemination, and sharing of information, and as well as education, is now virtually done. Even amidst the pandemic, people was able to interact through virtual meetings and still enable them to accomplish their work. Cultural awareness in speech. The effectiveness of globalization differs. People coming from different countries are carrying with them the culture, values, and beliefs that they grew up with. To connect and communicate effectively with people, cultural values and beliefs upbringing of a person should be taken consideration. As globalization enables people to connect with one another, one must carefully observe and choose the right words to speak, for it does affect the outcome and feedback of the receiver of message. In conclusion, globalization on cultural awareness in speech demands right and appropriate choice of words and formality of speech applied in communicating and interacting with other people. Cultural awareness in body language. As globalization involves interaction personally or virtually, Aside from using the right words in speech, appropriate gestures must also observe. This is called nonverbal communication. People in different countries consider certain gestures to be impulsive and disrespectful. For instance, in the Philippines, Filipinos use their lips to give directions to people. To some people, they might interpret these gestures as a type of seduction. In Thailand, pointing with a single finger is considered to be rude and accusatory. In India, to touch someone on top of their head is considered rude and insensitive. With these differences of interpretation of gestures, and to communicate effectively with people, appropriate gestures must observe in conveying information. That will be all. I hope the topic covered in this video presentation gives an idea about what globalization is and its impact on communication.